Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to a Space Engineers video. This is going to be me building a fleet that I need for the upcoming planet update. I don't have a fleet that's necessarily needed. Yeah, I have like random ships and random designs, but I don't have exactly like a set fleet that I would need in the planetary system. So I started thinking of some ship ideas to make, and I got a couple that I'm going to start creating. I created one, but it didn't turn out how I wanted to. So I decided to start making this, which by the title you can tell it's an intergalactic fighter. Now to sort of explain that is, it's going to be able to fly in from space. It's going to be able to fly in and then go down into the atmosphere and then help the ground units, and then also be able to come back up to the planet's atmosphere and back into space and then take on anything else outside in space. Now, as you can see, you may see it at the top already. This is meant for two pilots. You got your main pilot here, which he would be controlling most of these cannons right here. So he can either control these little tiny mini turrets or the longer turrets, and then we also have the big 122 millimeter cannons on each side. We got one on each side, and then we got 4 of the larger miniguns by Azimuth, and then we got about 6, I think. 2, 4, 5. Now we got 5 of the smaller Azimuth cannons. Now we can pull that up right quick. Let me find the tab that I was building it on. So that big cannon is, hold on, let the game figure out what it's doing. The big cannon is 122 millimeter fixed, which is from the I think it's the Occam, yeah, Occam sort of mods. And then we got the Azimuth Gatling guns, and then the large Gatling gun on here. And then we also got a defense turret, which is also by Oki, I think. The defense turret, I think, is what it's called. It's this one right here, the 23 millimeter. So that will be controlled by the co-pilot. So you can be flying and have the co-pilot man the gun for you. So that's all nice. And then we'll just go around the specs of the ship. It's pretty big, it's heavy armored, it has wings, since I'm guessing that they're going to have an atmosphere where you're going to need wings. It's got really good downward and forward thrust, backwards and side to side. Got a Sage thruster, industrial thruster on the back, and a ton of modular thrusting throughout the thing. And then we also have everything conveyored up, everything ready for survival. 2 cockpits. This is an Azimuth cockpit, and then this is one, I like this because this is pretty cool. You can click this button on the side and it'll open up like a real thing, and then you can sit in here, and then you hit 9, which is what I assigned it to close it, which is pretty sweet. And as you can see, the cockpits are oxygenated, and completely conveyored, have the oxygen generators in it, and oxygen tanks as well. And then we also got 4 batteries on the inside of it, 4 Azimuth batteries, and 1 arc reactor, which is 8 times power. It's enough. It's a ton of power for it. Don't really need an 8 times arc reactor, but yeah, kind of use it for that. Got a connector on the bottom here, so we can connect up to stations and such. And yeah, so we'll just take it out for test flight right now. Kind of show you how fast it goes. I also got a speed mod on here, so you'll be seeing that I'll go pretty fast. So we'll just see how long it takes to get up to speed. It goes pretty fast for its weight as a fighter. So as you can see, we got up to max speed in probably around 10, probably not even 10, probably 8 seconds. But we can keep going pretty fast. We'll just turn the dampeners off for right now. And we also got 2 warp drives, 2 jump drives, 1 in each wing. It's like on the sides, internal, near those 2 lights right there that are closest to me. They're like right underneath there with the lights. And yeah, there's 1 on each side, just meant so if 1 wing gets taken out, then you still have a jump drive, so you can still jump out. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw on the dampeners, see how fast we slow down. All that forward thrust just kicks it into gear. Yeah, we pretty much instantly stop almost. But yeah, this is basically not meant for speed. It's meant to take a ton of damage and then also throw in a ton of firepower here. So we'll go ahead and show. Here's the small Azimuth Gatling guns. So 5 of them. And then we got the large Azimuth turret size. And then we also got the 122 millimeter fixed guns. Yeah, those things sound freaking sweet. These things will pack a punch to small fighters, and then they also do a good bit of damage to large things. So large ships will be able to be taken out fairly easily, I would believe, with these, especially if they're light armor or if they just have like one thick of heavy. Now we can also go up here, close that, go up here to this cockpit, and then you can hit one, and then you have control of the turret underneath. So you can start shooting that off, start attacking things with it. And then I also have the smaller Gatling guns turned onto this one, so like he can control it. If he's not controlling the gun, then he can control the smaller ones, while the main pilot can either control the bigger Gatling guns or the 122 millimeter. So you can be raining down damage with a dual cockpit system. Now I find it better, actually. It seems like an easier thing to have two pilots on here, because if you have one up top or down here, you could put the cockpit wherever you wanted. Controlling this gun, then you don't have to necessarily be looking at your target at all. You can just be flying by him. You could have both cockpits turned at the bottom of the, turned like downward, like this, like the ship would be here, and then you can have the turret firing at him. So I think that's pretty sweet. Can take a ton of firepower up against this thing. I might actually do something right quick. I'm gonna grab a copy of this, and we're gonna throw it down, and then we're gonna start attacking it and see what kind of damage we can do. Let's go ahead and scroll it out a little bit, flip it upwards. Let's flip it like this, just so we can kind of see what type of damage we can get. We're gonna shoot off one volley of the heavy 122 millimeter and see what type of damage we can grab here on the same ship. So let's just go ahead and go in the first. Now I also made it red because you can't really see the lasers on it, so that's kind of nice. I like the red and the black with the red decals. It just helps also so enemies can't see their lasers, so like I can't see mine right now. So we're just gonna shoot a volley, see if we hit it. It looks like we hit it. We may have not hit it, I don't know. Let's just go and check. Okay, if I can stop. Okay, so as you can see, it broke through about 1.5 layers of the heavy armor. Actually, it just ate through this part right here. So it just ate into the armor. Let's go ahead and shoot another volley at it. We don't even need to close the door. We can just leave this cockpit thing open. Shoot another volley into it. Can't really see it from that distance, but yeah, it's hitting. So yeah, as you can see, it's doing some more residual damage. It doesn't exactly hit where the bullets exactly go. On this side, it's doing a flip load of damage. So it just ripped in there and then took out some, looks like it took out, no, it didn't take out the batteries. It took out the connection port to the, yeah, it took out the cannon, didn't it? Let's go check it out. Yep, took out the large cannon, and that's about it. But it did take 2 shots in the same area to get through the heavy armor. Now on here, it is sort of breaking through, but it's hitting that like sloped area, so that sloped area is taking a lot more damage because it's thicker. It's probably, the ship has some areas that are 4 thick on it. So now we're gonna kind of hop in here and see how fast we can rip this thing up. Just gonna close that. Let's put on these Gatling guns. Let's put on the small ones. See, as you can see, we can pulse to the side really easy. We can straight and roll fairly easily while keeping the target on. I think it's taking most of this damage, to be honest. Except for the guns and stuff. The guns are definitely not going to be able to take much of this damage. Okay, so we got one cockpit out. I'm just shooting while going around it just to see what type of damage we can get. Alright, so let's stop now. Let's kind of get out and see. Gonna check this out. So yeah, this thing took a beating. That was probably like 30 seconds of sustained gunfire just going around it. The only real big thing that we're missing is one of the cannons. We got some fire going on here in the thrust. We got some holes in here, but the reactor's safe. In there, we got, yeah, it's doing pretty good. We still got our big thrust. Still got most of our thrust here. The only bad part is secondary cockpit got taken out, but that's no big deal. And then in here, we still got our gyroscopes implanted in there. Yep, still blocked. Hole got clean ripped through here, but that was kind of due to that 122mm. And then besides that, it's actually like really good. Alright, but I also made this out of heavy armor, guys, because I'm guessing that the atmosphere is gonna do some damage to light armor, like a lot of damage to light armor. So I just made it out of heavy armor because I believe that it's gonna take some damage when it's re-entering the atmosphere, so I'm guessing that the heavy armor will be able to survive it. So yeah, there's my intergalactic fighter. Tell me how you like it. Leave a like, comment what you want next. I have some ideas. I'm thinking about making a kind of a cargo transport ship after this. Not, well, no, like a refinery and assembly sort of ship that's just meant for the starting of a fleet, so I can use that and start building all these other ships in survival. These are going to be meant for my faction, most likely. I'm going to be starting that back up, so if you wanted to join, I'll post a video when you should, like, try to contact me. Don't contact me right now. I'll see the comments if you comment, but, yeah, I'll put up, like, a official thing for the faction when I do start it back up. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this intergalactic fighter. If you did, leave a like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.